Good Super Bowl Sunday to everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with a special Sunday edition of the winter storm video forecast discussion for our winter storm, which is going to be a snow threat in the beginning and then a sleet and rain threat throughout the day on Monday before turning back to snow and then a flash Arctic freeze during Monday night. So it's going to be a real mess for the morning and evening commutes. We'll get into it in just a moment. I have a little bit of a sinus headache this morning. That's why things are a little late, and pardon that for that happening. If we take a look at the current temperatures this morning, as of 7:25, we find temperatures generally running in the teens across Sussex County, and in the upper low to mid 20s just about everywhere else in the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. Morning pass of the visible satellite imagery this morning shows the clouds are winning out and they're lowering and thickening across the forecast region as a low area of low pressure here across the Midwest moves in our direction. We have a cold dome currently over the region now, but that will be filling in and warming in the mid and lower layers of the atmosphere probably after midnight into early tomorrow morning. So a lot of this lifting that's going on here will increase the chances of moderate to heavy precipitation across the region from late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Initially, that's going to be a burst of moderate to heavy snow and then a transition over to sleet and rain across the region. Now, a large disparity because we're dealing with a small metropolitan area that is tightly compacted with a baroclinic zone that will set up, and where the thermal gradient does and the area of low pressure moves along it, that's where the greatest changes in temperature and precipitation type will be occurring. We can definitely see this storm has a lot of moisture content to it, with the subtropical jet really influencing a large amount of water vapor into this system from the Gulf of Mexico through the Central Plains. So this is going to be a very wet system, but it's also going to be a very fast moving system in the confluent flow that we have across northeastern America at the moment. Watches, warnings, and advisories are all over the place, so let's break them down now across northeastern Pennsylvania and the Pocono region and northwestern New Jersey, especially from Flemington and Somerville, New Brunswick, and Percy here. We're going to be dealing with a winter storm warning in effect from tonight through early tomorrow afternoon for 3 to 6 inches of snow, followed by some ice as well. It will be a mixture of snow, sleet, and freezing rain, and basically that will be transitioning and moving out as well. If we get into northeastern Pennsylvania, northwestern New Jersey, that's where the winter storm warning remains in effect from tonight through early tomorrow afternoon. Accumulations of snow between 6 to 10 inches and around a trace of ice. Forecast is calling for mainly snow and sleet in this location. For Reading and Allentown and central Pennsylvania here, we're talking about snow and sleet and freezing rain with a total of 4 to 8 inches, along with up to 2/10 of an inch of ice. And a winter storm warning remains in effect from tonight through early tomorrow afternoon. Of course, for northwestern New Jersey, we're talking about basically snow accumulations up to 3 inches, and this would be for Oxford and Honeybrook, and this would be for Pennsylvania and northwestern New Jersey as well, up to 3 inches of snow and ice, snow, sleet, and freezing rain. That was absolutely incorrect on the teleprompter. For northwestern New Jersey, we're basically dealing with 6 to 10 inches of snow. It will be a mixture of snow and sleet, and again, this will occur from late tonight through early tomorrow morning. For northeastern New Jersey and the New York City metropolitan area, winter storm warning in effect from late tonight through tomorrow evening, and that is for basically the New York City metro area, northern Nassau, southwest Suffolk counties, and southeastern coastal New Jersey. Connecticut rather, snow, sleet, and freezing rain, a total of about 4 to 8 inches. For Long Island, we have a winter storm watch in effect again, and this is for a total of 3 to 5 inches, along with a 1/10 of an inch of ice. It will be snow, sleet, and freezing rain across this region through central New Jersey. If we can pull this up, central New Jersey, on the teleprompter here, winter weather advisories, and that's for snow, sleet, and freezing rain, up to 4 inches of snow, along with a couple of 1/10 of an inch of ice. And of course, these watches and advisories have been expanded southward overnight, and these are winter weather advisories basically for snow, sleet, and freezing rain, and these regions here in southern New Jersey up to about 3 inches. For the Philadelphia metropolitan area, we're still dealing with winter weather advisory from tonight through tomorrow morning, and that is for up to 3 inches of snow, along with a couple of 1/10 of inches of ice here. And of course, we have gale warnings right along the coast and on the south shore and north shore of Long Island as well. The reason why a lot of these numbers are being tossed around all over the place is a result of the warming that the models are indicating in the further north track that the storm will be taking, and we'll show you that on satellite imagery in just a moment. So the numbers are going to be definitely hard to pin down, especially north of Trenton, where the further north and west you go, the higher the snow amounts will be, and even into the city, and then the further south you go, and especially right along the coast where a lot of warming will be occurring overnight, that will cut down on the first batch of moderate to heavy snow that will be occurring from late tonight through early tomorrow morning across the Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, and New York City metropolitan area. Once again, these are snow totals for the New Jersey, northeastern New Jersey, Connecticut, Hudson River Valley, New York City, and Long Island area right through 1 a.m. on Tuesday. So there's going to be a lot of mixing with rain and sleet in these regions as well. So the total amount of snow forecasted through the end of the storm, beginning, mixing, and end, is forecasted to be between 6 to 8 inches in the southern regions here of Hudson and Union counties, up to 8 to 10 inches across Passaic County, into the New York City metropolitan area at 6 to 8 inches, South Shore and Central Long Island between 4 to 6 inches, and then you get to the southern shores of eastern Long Island where it will be warming quickly, 3 to 4 inches of snow. Up the Hudson River Valley, we're dealing with anywhere from interior sections of 10 to 14 inches, and then we get closer to interior Connecticut and southern Connecticut where the precipitation amounts begin to drop down from 6 to 8, with warming along the southern shores to 10 to 14 inches across the interior. The water vapor channel tells a story. Here's our negative EPO here with our low south of the Aleutian Islands, our high pressure ridge here across the western United States. Still the ridge axis not in a proper position. We have a confluent flow here. There was our low that was supposed to be supportive of cold air being locked in, but that's not the case as this is also drifting away. We have a negative NAO signature here with a high pressure south of Greenland, but it's also an east-based low, and we have a confluent flow, so the system is rapidly moving through. Here's our one disturbance in the polar stream. Here's our cutoff low in the southwest interacting with plenty of moisture here. All of this leads to a system that will be moving in and further north across the region, so the burst of isentropic lift and warm air advection will cause moderate to heavy snow to break out across the region late tonight into early tomorrow morning before generally transitioning to snow, sleet, and rain across central and southern areas, including the coast. This is where the precipitation amounts really start to pile up in a very fast, rapid time period, late tonight, early tomorrow morning, north of 78 and north of 80 here into the Hudson River Valley. Using a 10 to 1 ratio in the modeling here, this is the NAM total snowfall in inches here across the region. You can see a large disparity between central New Jersey with just a couple of inches here. You get further north of 78 and into 80 and north and west of there into the Hudson River Valley, including northeastern New Jersey and interior Connecticut. That's where amounts of snow at the front end and the back end of the snow snow totals by Tuesday morning or Monday afternoon into Tuesday morning really just start to pile up. The Canadian RGEM model shows the same kind of thing with interior locations of northwestern New Jersey, the Hudson River Valley into Connecticut having the highest amounts of snow, and then you go further south right along the coast where much less snow will be accumulating from the beginning and the ending of this storm. Last night's Canadian GEM model shows the same kind of thing, a little bit higher snow totals on the north shore here of Long Island and central and western Long Island, including New York City, and then a sharp cutoff to the lower amounts from 78 south and a little bit further south here with accumulating snowfall right along the immediate coast. GFS, same kind of scenario, the highest amounts 6, 7, 8, 10 inches approaching northwestern New Jersey, the Hudson River Valley, where the stronger and heavier front end banding will be occurring. And then we get down into the 2 to 5 inch range here in the city and out on Long Island, and further south along the coast. This is where lesser amounts will be falling and almost very little across the coastal plain of Ocean and Cape May counties here down through the Delmarva as a result of the warming occurring in the modeling. If we looked at some of the soundings for tomorrow morning around northeastern New Jersey, we'll find the soundings changing, all the precipitation warming the atmosphere up dramatically through the 850, 700, and 500 millibar level. But we find the sleet and rain mixture right here because this is a freezing sounding here all the way down to the lower layers of the atmosphere. So this could be a problem with the morning commute as well. Last night's European model also shows the same kind of thing with a strong cutoff to the precipitation snow totals here through central New Jersey out towards Long Island, the southern end of Long Island, higher amounts just to the north of Long Island and into interior northeastern New Jersey, including the New York City metropolitan area and northwestern New Jersey as well. As we showed on the water vapor imagery, this is a totally loaded, moisture loaded system with 1 to 1.5 inches of liquid equivalent. Most of that will be in the form of sleet and snow across the region, although there is the potential for a period of heavy rain over Long Island and New York City later, with urban flooding issues possible, especially due to clogged snow-covered drains from the beginning of the snow. Look at the latest morning run of the GFS. Everybody develops in snow here, including Philadelphia. The system will be moving through the Ohio Valley and straight towards central New Jersey. Now, this is where the GFS model is indicating moderate to heavy precipitation in the form of rain by 12Z tomorrow morning, just around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, with snow over the northern portions from 80 north and east into the Connecticut River Valley, and basically transitions this to sleet and snow continuing across this region, and then just plain rain around coastal New Jersey into Long Island and New York City, and of course the moderate to heavy rain out through central and eastern Long Island as the system begins to bomb out across coastal New England. So it's a much further north system. The front end of the precipitation is where the snow rapidly spreads across the region and then transitions to a sleet and snow mixture the further north and west you go. So that's why we have advisories and warnings in for certain locations across the entire forecast region, because the system is very complex and the temperature profile is complex too. So that's going to lead to a certain amount of warming rather quickly across the coastal plain and out towards New York City and Long Island and interior southern Connecticut. But the inside of that, west of the Hudson River Valley, that's where the snow and ice will make things very complicated for tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening's rush. The system will be winding down as it deepens off the southern New England coast by late tomorrow night, early Tuesday morning, and everything will transition back to snow before exiting. And of course, we'll be covering the school closings and all of that during a later discussion later this afternoon in real time, as we will be covering this in live fashion now from the rest of today right through tomorrow. For Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Get all your food and things that you need, obviously, from the food store, because most people won't be going very far during tomorrow morning's commute.